Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. I'm extremely happy and thrilled and blessed to be relaunching my channel after a very, very long hiatus. And it was something I always knew that I would do. I have been planning and scheming and and just really excited. And one thing that I am changing, if you haven't noticed, for those that are coming back, thank you so very much. And the loyal followers that I've had thus far, is that I'm going to be only showing the table now in my beautiful gloves. That's right. I have decided that I love the gloves. I love the idea. And you saw it here first, okay? So I'm just trying to do new things and have fun. I like the feminine aspect of it. I love balancing the duality of feminine and masculine. And I am a Libra, and therefore I have supposedly a mixture of both, right? With the scales and whatnot. It is the only glyph that is the inanimate object, so there's that. And then I do have an Aries moon, and that's very masculine. And when you're a person who does entrepreneurial endeavors and things of that nature, the masculine just kind of seems to override. So I thought, let's do the feminine too, because I love fancy things as well. Speaking of which, today is the first day of autumn. I mean, it is the equinox that is representative of fall. It is one of my favorite times of the year. It does mean that we have the balance of exact amount of light and dark today in regard to Libra that I was speaking of. And we do start Libra season officially tomorrow. So yes, hello and happy birthday to the September Libras. And I just, I have a lot of ideas, a lot of things I'd like to do on this channel. One of which, of course, is today's reading, which will be for the collective on the fall equinox, and just see what comes up. I do want to say that there will be things added as I go along, but I want to have things continuous and kind of regular that you can rely on. One of those is going to be a tip of the day, and I'll get to that in a moment. It'll be of different topics and everything else, but I think they've been very useful to me in my life, and I hope that I can turn you on to that very thing. The other is going to be the explanation of different crystals, because I fully believe in the power and the energy and the way that they can help us and have helped me throughout my life, and certainly in the last 20 years or so. So to introduce myself again, I'm Marianne. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mansion. I am an intuitive psychic reader. I do read the symbols from the cards, of course, but I also get downloads and information that will come through that I will add as it comes. I'm not great at technology, but I am learning a lot, and I do want to say right off the bat that I did join a wonderful group called Dent Makers, with Chris Reck being the, innovator and somebody that I had admired and watched for the last decade when he was reading playing cards, and have continued to watch. And lo and behold, here I am learning and hopefully evolving as best I can with the technical end of things and many other things. So if you get a chance to become a part of that community, I highly recommend it. And he also has a Chris Reck channel. Anyway, shout out to you, Chris, for your inspiration that never ends in my book. So yes, so I'll say that. And also I will say that today's charm that I'm going to charm, that's what I call them. They're so charming. And by the way, they do grow in the earth. This is part of nature that is the most astounding, one of the main astounding things to me. I'm going to be talking about the crystal amethyst. Okay, so I am a purple lover. I think it's obvious, but I've always been that. So I'm never without an amethyst crystal in my pocket. I will show you a couple of the beautiful amethysts that were given to me as gifts. If you can't see it too well, I'm going to add just a little bit more video to them. Now I'm going to read to you what some of the properties and the energies that can come from having crystals. Now I keep them in my pocket, like I said. I like having them around me. I am still a full-time massage therapist, and so I find it to be very, very helpful. And I'll read to you exactly what it says about the amethyst crystal. It's extremely powerful and protective with high vibration. It guards against psychic attack, transmuting into love, which I especially appreciate and love. Strong healing and cleansing powers, always important in our lives. Enhancing spiritual awareness, extremely beneficial to the mind, calming or stimulating as appropriate. And lastly, it dispels anger, rage, fear, and anxiety. And who does not want to have that working in their favor, right? So this is something I'll be adding every day. And you can take it or leave it with anything in my channel, but I do feel like it's just something that I want to share more, because it's just such a beautiful part of our life. Now, the tip of the day is, yesterday I started feeling like I was getting a little cold. And I mean, it happens, you know. Actually, colds are meant to be, you know. I mean, it's a purging, sir. Our body naturally purging, and we need that, obviously. But I don't want to miss work, and I think a lot of people feel that way. And so I was introduced to something, I want to say 3 years ago now, because time flies so quickly. And it is known and called Umka. And that is UMCKA. I get it from my local health food store. I'm sure you can get it online somewhere. I haven't actually looked. I'm sorry, I didn't do my homework there. But I will tell you that it is mainly, the ingredient mainly found in it is the African geranium plant. So it's a natural product. And what it does is it lessens the time that you have a cold, but more importantly, if you're on top of it like I am, and I know I'm going to be speaking, like doing my videos or just in general on a daily basis, and I start feeling that throat thing that happens right at the onset of a cold, or I was sneezing yesterday, for example. Sometimes you get a little head thing going on there, a little equilibrium is off. I take this immediately, and there's 3 different forms. There is the powder that I add to hot water in a cup and just drink it. And then there's the liquid, which I always love as well. And then lastly, I believe there are tablets that you can take. So that's my tip of the day. Trust me when I tell you, it's phenomenal, and it's like gold. So it's helped me a lot, but I may have a little bit of a throat thing if you happen to notice that. The other thing I forgot to mention that I really think is important, and I'm going to be incorporating as well, is the chakra check of the day. And this has to do with colors, because colors are incredibly energetic as well. I love them as much as I love purple. I love them all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick our color of the day, which really kind of represents the chakra, because we have our 7 chakras, and they are like the color of the rainbow, but they all have their purpose, and I will explain that as I go. And today we'll just pick it, as I will every day, from my color intuition deck, which I love greatly. And just how I know you probably understand how it feels when you have a color on that you really like. You just look great in it because it's resonating with you. Purples, by the way, have to do with the 3rd and the crown chakra. The third eye, as it were, your knowing, your intuition, your psychic abilities. The crown is where I receive my downloads, and we all do. And opening up your channels and removing blocks is the best thing you can do for all of your channels. So I do meditations in the morning for things of that nature. So let me share and help you with that as well. Today we have the physical strength. Isn't that interesting? You know, overcoming this little cold. It could be having to do with maybe starting a regiment because we have this new fall energy coming. We are in eclipse season. Excuse me. We had the beautiful partial lunar eclipse just last week in Pisces. Very powerful. I have a Pisces rising. It really, really inspired me, and it had so many beautiful properties, and it will last for months. The next eclipse will be on October 2nd in Libra, so this affects all of us, and it has to do with the personality traits and, energies that lead to our lives, like the balancing I spoke of, maybe wanting to improve on your physical strength. And when it comes to this particular message today, and it's interesting too, because it's number 20, and that has to do with partnership. And Libra season has a lot to do with partners. You may find that to be true. Working through your relationships a little more of all types. Doesn't have to always be romantic. Definitely work partnerships. It says, my body and mind connect and understand each other. No matter the trials, my body supports me, and I nourish my body, which is so, so essential as well. Listening deep within, I feel my body's energy, wholeness, and vitality. Please listen to your body. Okay, now I am seeing the green color specifically. It's really pretty, and you've got the brown, but I feel it's definitely a heart-centered message with the heart chakra in the green. The brown I see as being the grounded energy, although the root chakra, which represents your grounding energy, is generally a very vibrant red, sometimes orange, as it lends itself up towards the sacral chakra. But today, keep in mind, your color and your chakra of importance is your physical strength, okay? Loving your body, loving your mind, body, and soul, because it's a holistic thing. It's not just one individual thing. So thank you for that. Now on to the reading, because we're going to do the collective reading for this beautiful first day of fall. And it is actually really beautiful out. In fact, they're supposed to be in the 90s where I'm living tomorrow, which is crazy, but we'll get through it. So I'll set this aside, and I am going to be using the beautiful, what is this? It's the Marchetti. I'm going to do my best to try to pronounce it, or show you at least. Ciro Marchetti deck, and it is the Gilded Tarot, one of my favorite ones that I return to on a regular basis. I have many decks, and I will have many more in my life. Forgive me as I try. I'm going to set it right down here for now. So yes, we will, I'll be doing the Celtic Cross today. I think it's great because it has a lot of different placements that let you know about the different aspects of your life and how that's working. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. It is my passion and my purpose to be here. And in the next 2 years, I want it to be solely what I do. So, and you're going to have a lot to do with that. If you do resonate with what you're hearing today, please do like, subscribe, and share. It's all free. It's just a very, very beautiful, generous way to support the channel. And it's greatly appreciated. So, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. This is a trial basis as well. And yes, energy does come through gloves and everything. So never fear, energy is always here. So we have for you the center and the most, the powerful energy coming through for this reading, for the collective, on September 22nd, 2024. We've got the Ten of Swords. Wow. Okay. I like that in many ways. It is the air energy. It represents the Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And I mentioned we do start, Libra season tomorrow. So the tens represent the ending and beginning, really. 10 is the ending. Take away the 0, the 1 becomes the beginning. So I feel like for many of us, Libra or not, there will be a feeling of a new beginning. And this certainly is the case for me. So I'm loving that right off the bat. Many people see this as, as the card of the reckoning. I mean, you know, you're just down and you're done. You're finished. You've completed probably the worst aspects of things, whether it be health or finances or some personal issues that have come up. You have, it's over. It's over, and it's time to renew and reestablish. And we did actually, well, it's been a minute now, thank goodness, but we did have that Mercury retrograde all of August. It was a doozy. I will put that out there, and there's always beautiful gems in them, but it was definitely a notable one for myself. I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. And we're starting new. And eclipses will do that anyway. They tend to eclipse things out. Any ending becomes a beginning. Keep that in mind and know that this is an opportunity for that beautiful fresh start, okay? And when it's a new solar eclipse, like it will be on the 2nd in Libra, it's even more reason to write down your intentions and to really start manifesting exactly what you want. Crossing, for what I like to call your blocks or blessings, we have the Knight of Wands. So there you go. I mean, there's that fiery aspect, okay? Now we've had the nodes in both Aries and Libra, which means our forward thinking has been the north, which would be Aries. All of this is changing next year as it changes into the next set of nodes and eclipses, which will be Pisces and Virgo. But we're still in the Aries Libra, north node being Aries, south node being Libra. Removing, discarding, purging, releasing is what that represents. And the new is the Knight of Wands, which is in Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. This is pretty important and pretty potent, and it's fiery and it's ambitious, and that's the kind of energy that all fire signs tend to have. I'm sure you can recognize when you've come in a room with an Aries or a Leo or a Sagittarius. There's just this like, whoa, let's get it going. You know, there's not a lot of thought sometimes. It's just like making it happen, and just like, and of course the Libra is the thinker, right? That's the 10 of Swords. That's okay. We've done that. We're going to start new. We've thought this out. We're ready. Bam, make it happen. Okay, so that I would consider that a blessing. I really do. Or you know specifically somebody, or you have fire in your chart, as I do, and many people do. You would look that up, of course, and it's free. I like Astrodyne or Cafe Astrology for that. And you just push in the dates and times, and it'll let you know your entire personal chart. So that's really kind of, I believe, a very positive incentive. Forgive me if you see the camera moving. My beautiful sidekick and spiritual advisor to me is my cat, named Eclipse, I got during COVID, actually. And 2 years ago, there was no way that I was going to let him come in this room, right? So he would sit outside, and he was just so curious about what was going on in here. And ever since, he's been like that. And I said, guess what? You get to be a part of it now. So he's roaming around right here. He's my babe. He's Eclipse. He was brought here. I actually adopted him on June 17th, 2020, and there were 3 eclipses in a row. And so he being black and white, which you'll see at some point, I will definitely lift him up. He's getting bigger. He's 4 years old now. He's here to help us. So forgive me if he moves the camera. Now on your what am I trying to say? When you have a, what is it? I'm so sorry. My mind is going blank right now. But, you know, to the bones, the house, what is it called? It's completely escaping me. But the part of your stature, your root chakra, you know, your completely escaping me, but that's okay. I don't do much editing either. Forgive me. I hope what you see is what you get. But yeah, just the grounded part of you, the grounded energy that's been with you and everything is the Judgment. Okay, that's a major arcana. And that's 2-2. That once again, that's a 20, so there's a 2 there. I feel like whatever decisions you've made, they're already happening, or they've been made. It's a card that I always represent, that I believe represents karmic. It was meant to be, many things, in my opinion, even when I do readings for people, you have free will. You absolutely do. And there are things that will happen, yes, that we do not expect, and we swear we had nothing to do with. And there's always going to be, the jury's out on that completely, but you're correct. I mean, there are things that are destined, if you will. And so that's another thing that I believe judgment really presents to us, whether it be from past lifetimes or karma that we need to, see through. It's a decision, and I think it's a good one, because that's what I'm reading from this Knight of Wands. The Knights do represent messages, and they are pretty fast moving when it's a fire wand. I'll give you that much. So something coming pretty quickly could change your world and trajectory, and your judgment has been what's kind of been your baseline. Like you knew this before you even started watching this reading. It could already have been occurring. If not, you will be knowing about it. I can almost promise you by the after the eclipse, okay? Because it'll bring in news that'll just be, make it very, very clear to you. And then for the more recent past, foundation. Okay, thank you. I knew it would come in. Your foundation, your stability. This has been decided. This is what you have chosen, and you're not looking back, okay? You are moving forward with clarity and just strength and faith, absolute faith in the outcome. So then we have your recent past, and that is the Six of Swords. Now, the Six of Swords is once again an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And what with Libra season coming in, I think you're going to be feeling a lot of the personality traits and aspects that Libra will be generating, and a lot of it is really beautiful. I mean, they are Venus ruled, and there's this fairness about them, and there's this beauty and desire for fun and love and connection, and maybe doing more than you have in a while and getting out, because this is the last time before the rains and such. I mean, fall can have amazing days, and it can also go very cold instantly, like it has, which has been kind of phenomenal. And it also has a lot to do with which part of the world. I understand that, because there's been some incredibly huge storms as well. But what I'm getting to is that your recent past has shown you that you're moving out of the turbulence that may have been a part of your life, and you are definitely heading to smoother waters. We do have the full moon, which has just transpired, so that was in the past. And I think it really gave you direction and insight as to where you want to go, and you are being guided. That's another thing. This isn't the best depiction of that. It normally shows in the Rider-Waite deck a person, sometimes it's a child, could be your inner child, wanting to fulfill your dreams no matter what. And I always recommend that. I will never stop feeling that way. Always new things to try and bounce off life, right? And then also it had what I would consider a guide. So there's always that co-creation going on with us, always the guide there for us. And I know most of us who watch these channels, and certainly my channel, understand that. And I've had so much help in the last couple of years getting through some physical things that kept me from having my channel moving like I wanted it to, but I'm back. And just know that healing is always available to us. I'm not a doctor, I'm not, a financial expert, none of those things. I'm reading from my heart and my experiences. We are amazing healers. Never give up on your desire to be healthy. That's all I can say about that, for sure. And that's what's going on with the Six of Swords. So then we go into the possible future, and you have the Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion. There's a lot of a lot of love, and it doesn't have to be specifically about romance, but it certainly does add to romance. It means that you could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And we did have that full moon, like I said, lunar eclipse, which will be the eclipses for the next 18 months or so, starting in January of 2025 again. But, you know, Pisces and all of you, very, very creative, very in tune, very in touch with the cycles, with the moon. You know, there might be dreams that are very prophetic. I actually have been remembering, not as much as I want to, but I'm in the waking part of my life. I'm remembering the last couple of days, there's these nudges that are going, and they come and then they disappear. I'm not sure what that is, but I do ask for more clarity in dreams because I absolutely love them. And so, yeah, you may be feeling particularly psychic or sensitive. You may be feeling incredibly creative, and, you know, the juices are flowing, and you're like, yeah. And that's going to be more and more with the Pisces influence in the coming up for all of us, but also specifically if you have placements in water. Moving to your immediate future. And I can't say specific times. I usually don't do that. I don't think it'd be fair. But if I see repeated numbers in the cards or I hear a specific message, I will let you know. You have the Seven of Cups. So there we go with the cups again. And there's the creativity, and there's all sorts of possibilities and options for you, okay, which is wonderful. Now, I do want to say there's a potent time between now, and it actually started about a week or so ago, and October 7th, for really pushing through with personal objectives and projects, whereby what they call the personal planets that really affect us in our personal lives, which is Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and of course the Sun, are going to be completely clear. And then after that, for many months, they will have retrograde or influences of retrograde. So bear that in mind. You know, if you have something, let it happen. Don't worry. I have a lot of things I need to do for this channel, and you know, and I'm going to do it step at a time, but I had to launch today. It had to happen. And so, and I'm super grateful for it. I hope I can influence you to do that and just go for it. And so we're going to go up the staff now of the Celtic Cross, and we're going to start with the overall energy that you may be feeling about yourself, about the reading. And you have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Cancer and Cancer, forgive me. Well, that's something. I don't know. That says something. But yeah, the Queen of Cups does represent Cancers as well. For Libras, Geminis, and Aquarians, this is the Queen of Swords. But what's really ironic about it is, for Libras, the placement right now of Cancer is in their 10th house. Okay, so that's about business and blowing up and glowing up and just really, really making things happen, shaking and moving, okay? I think things have been kind of slow. Certainly with the retrograde, it tends to postpone things, and I know I felt it myself strongly in the energy, and they're moving, and they're going to continue to. And there's more to be said about that, but I won't speak about it now. But with Mars, you know, going into Cancer, it's a long stay. So that's going to be for all of the Libras out there in your 10th house. Keep note of that and see how things start to really, really pick up, okay? And then I want to bring up the environment and what we have happening. Okay, there you go again. So here we have the Queen and we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is absolutely about romance. It's absolutely bringing you a message of love. And I wasn't going to make this a love reading. I'm not one to do that. But I call it as I see it. And nothing wrong with love, right? Love is everything. So enjoy it. Because it's going to be pretty beautiful and passionate. It means that you could go to different levels or meet that person that you don't know of yet. It could be a great partnership in work, for heaven's sakes. It could be just starting your channel on YouTube and just being so passionate and so dedicated to it, and feeling that love and that the blessings from love, okay, and appreciating love, appreciating the ones you love, being there and just letting them know. Now, I have a lot of birthdays coming up, and we're going to be spending time, which I just look so forward to, because my birthday is one of them, and you know, I'm on the countdown, but I'm going to enjoy and cherish every moment I have. So I hope you'll do the same no matter what age you are. Now, the next one is the hopes and fears. So we'll see what it is and see where it will lean towards. And that's always going to be up to you. It's always an attitude of, you know, whether or not you want to see it cup half full or empty. And you've got the Four of Wands, for Pete's sakes. That would be a beautiful, hopeful thing. And it really ties into the romance, because this is the 1111 card, but it's also the portal to what you want and the happiness you want to create, because that's really where it comes from. It's an inside job. I'm sure you've heard that. You know, you go through this doorway and like, what are you wanting? What are you going to create? There's the dragonfly for incredible transformation. Eclipses create transformation. So you may surprise yourself at what's coming up right now, but go for it. Don't hesitate. I love that. And I love 1111. I see it quite often. I'm told it means that, you know, that is, I love numerology. That's another part of the divination we'll talk about on my channel. But, you know, 1111 is when the universe is saying, I'm hearing you. What do you want to say? What do you want me to say? Ask a question. You will get the answer, I promise. And the outcome of the collective reading for today for the, okay, well, you have the Eight of Swords. This, once again, is the Libra, Gemini, or Aries, and it's the air, and it's maybe overthinking things and letting yourself calm down about that. Remove those. Well, okay, let me explain it a little bit better. There is a blindfold, easy to remove. There are swords, 8 of them, in fact. 8 is a very powerful number, by the way. We can use it to our advantage or our disadvantage. In this case, it's looking as though you feel you're trapped. You feel like you don't have the answer. If I only look at it, do it one more, if I only have one more, you know, maybe I can perfect it. There's the perfection aspect of it. Let it go. Please let it go. Please know that it's a thought, and thoughts are like clouds. I love to equate them like clouds, and they're ever moving, ever changing. Your thoughts can become things. You've probably heard this many times. I do repeat it from, you know, from a well-known spiritual person. And so I take heed, and I do recognize what I'm thinking at all times. I just can't really emphasize enough that, you know, what we're thinking becomes what we feel. And that was another thing I wanted to mention, is that when you have the Queen of Cups that's all feeling, and the Queen of Swords, which is the thoughts that create the feelings, you've got it all. So make it the best and the most positive expression that you can, okay? And just watch, you know, like attracts like. That energy will come back to you tenfold. And to me, this is a beautiful reading, because it's all inspiring. It does speak of the time. It's very, you know, very topical as to what's happening, with a lot of the air quality there. Making decisions, you know, and knowing that decisions have been made. Moving forward with them gallantly, like the beautiful Knight of Wands. Trusting in your heart, trusting in the things that are important to you and the things that you love. Sharing those with others. It's, you know, as we approach any kind of holidays, it is about that, and it's being forever grateful. So I don't want to end here, though. I do want to bring in at least one beautiful message, and I feel like right now, intuitively, I need to bring in the the deck, forgive me, that was a close one, that represents the heart. And what did I do with that? Because, yeah, I know what I did with it. I have it over here in my bag of tricks. So on second thought, we're not going to do that one right now. I'm going to just pick the one that's coming. All right, let's do Wisdom of the Oracle. No, you know what? Let's do the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle card message as we end this reading. And I mean, unshakable faith is really just for peace. Unshakable faith came out because I have faith in pretty much everything I ever pursue. Without it, I don't think you get as far as you could. But the peace, of course, is a huge part of my drive and my desire in all aspects of my life. And sometimes you got to be a little radical to get it, let's be real. But I'm just going to shake up this a little bit and do a little shuffle and pick what comes out. And just thank you so much for your time and really just to reiterate that you matter, okay? You really do. We all do. And to just love yourself and to remember your power. Remember how much you have to offer this world and how you create in every moment of your life. So for your final message for today, you heal by releasing, not suppressing. And there's the 8, and that's kind of interesting because it goes to the 8 of Swords again, you know. You heal by releasing, all right? Release the things that are concerning you or keeping you from being your highest self. Release the worries, okay? Because they will not add to your highest end game, you know, highest manifestations. And they will curtail it, they will block it in some way, and we don't want that. What emotions do you need to feel? And you know what I love so much? It's purple. It's got the amethyst. This is like perfect. And Spirit always does that. So it never really surprises me, and I appreciate and love Spirit for it. But look at that gorgeous card. So in closing, I just want to say, have an amazing rest of the day. I'll be back, and we'll be continuing to evolve and grow. And yeah, once again, please subscribe, like, and share if you liked what you saw. I will be offering personal readings. I have a couple of links below that you can check that out. And until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye for now.